Do you want to know who is looking for you online? Hi, this is Dave at AFX Search, licensed investigators in Palm Beach, Florida. A lot of our clients may be business executives or affluent individuals, or just curious to want to know who might be trying to track you down online or who might be researching you online. And a lot of times it may be difficult with the anonymous nature of the internet. There's a lot of data and information about you on different web pages, even those that you may not be aware of. There may be people out there looking you up and finding out about you, and it might be important to know who those people are, whether it's a competitor, whether it's a colleague, whether it may be somebody trying to investigate you. Finding out who's looking for you, it might be important, and you might not think that's possible, but as an investigative agency, we have a couple techniques we work on for clients that will help you find out who is looking for you online. Here's a couple examples. First thing we may do is set up what's called a Honeypot page, where we set up a web page that looks like a third-party page that has information about you. It's stuff that's going to be out there in the general field of knowledge anyways. Nothing new, nothing private, nothing secret, but it'll have a lot of contact information. It'll be designed to rank very well on a Google search for your name, especially with the kind of terms that somebody with malicious intent might be looking for. And then when they click on that page, it's going to track the visitors to that page, track their IP, may track the time and date, may even try to collect some contact information, so we'll know the date and time and the search terms they use to get to that page. For example, if somebody searched for Bob Smith complaints, or Bob Smith lawsuit, or Bob Smith criminal records, we'll be able to tell from keeping an eye on the search terms how the person got to that page using what terms. So you'll know what the nature of people's interest in you might be. The date and time, the location, the IP address. Sometimes we can backtrack that IP address to a company or to a firm that might be doing research on you, or even a government agency in some cases. We'll also set up a blind link from that page to a LinkedIn page, because LinkedIn also tracks visitors to the website, and if they're logged into LinkedIn, it will tell you exactly who the person is on LinkedIn. You can go to your own LinkedIn page and say who looked for you, and of course a blind link to that will do the same thing. We're going to set cookies on that page so that it will track where that person's going to visit and when they come back again. We're also going to set up a little piece of code at the bottom which will give us how many times they visit the page. It will give us what their search terms were as mentioned, their IP address, the name of their company, maybe other information about geographic information. There'll be a little piece of code that will track all that. We're also going to take a look at what the incoming links are to that page. If somebody created a link to this Honeypot personal page, it'll show what links have been created to that page, whether it's from a mail server. Sometimes people will send an email to a colleague saying, hey, here's a page I found out about Bob Smith, take a look at it. It will show the mail server of that email, whether it's Gmail, Yahoo, maybe Hotmail, or if it's a company email server, it will show that server as well, where that link is placed. We're going to see if that page was saved on a local machine. A lot of times somebody will take a web page and say, hey, I want to save this to read later, and it will track the local machine address where that page was saved to. Now, a lot of times on these pages we'll create images, a picture of you, maybe a picture of an office, again, public information that's out there, and we'll see if those pictures are hot linked or used somewhere else that might indicate who is using your personal information and why. We're also going to set up a little tracker to see if any of the information was cut and pasted. If somebody cut and pasted your address or your phone number, we'll know when and where that happened, and maybe even where it was pasted into. There'll also be a phone number on that page that will be searchable, be a unique phone number that we'll create for that page, in addition to maybe another work phone number that will have other unique identifiers with it. So if that phone number is ever used, we know it came from that Honeypot page. This is just a brief overview in a couple minutes of some of the techniques we use to find out who's searching for you online. It's a proactive approach to prevent against identity theft. Maybe your personal security might be at risk, maybe civil actions. If you know this in advance, you know something's coming down the pipe, it'll give you a good heads up on who might be looking for you, especially government agencies. If there's any enforcement coming down or some investigation into business practices, knowing what government agencies are looking at you or looking for you might be important. Again, not to promote illegal activity, but if you're in an industry that's regulated and there's an audit coming, it might be helpful to know about that, to make sure your house is in order with all your employees. So Honeypot personal page is just one start of it. We have other methods that go along with this to keep an eye who's searching for you, where they might be looking for you online. We can match it up with incoming phone numbers to your caller ID to see if any of the people that are searching for you call in as a fake customer or a fake vendor, just to get information from your company. If you're worried at all about who might be looking for you or gathering intel about you or your company, give us a call. afxsearch.com. We're in Palm Beach, Florida, but we can cover other areas, and we'd be glad to help.